What is going on, guys? It is yet another Sunday, and as usual, you know how we do it. Just come to train, and then after that break down the charts. But today I have with me my brother Joetrader, right? So we train together, and then now as we're done, we're here to hit this place which is called like Juice Tank, to break down the chart, look at the trades we took last week, the trades we missed, and then our anticipation for next week. So you know how we link up sometimes and then do Instagram live, but today for the first time we're doing a YouTube video together. Also, he's going to start his own channel, right? He has the blue magic strategy and I have the sniper strategy. In all, we came to understand something about trading, right? So somebody may say I'm a price action trader, somebody also may say I'm a moving average trader, I'm a blah 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 indicators. At the end of the day, if your strategy works, a buy is a buy and a sell is a sell. Wherever the market would go, it depends on, at the end of the day, like the demand and supply. But every strategy should speak the same language. You understand what I mean, right? You agree with me? Yeah. If I see that, okay, Euro USD sniper strategy is going to go by, I don't see the difference why Blue Magic would say something else. So it doesn't change anything when we link up with our analysis, right? So that's what we're going to do. That's what we call confluence in strategies. Very solid confluence in strategies. Yeah, it's already sunny out here. We're going to get somewhere to sit there and then break the chart, and hopefully you guys learn from it. I'm going to
subscribe to my channel.
I'm going to put the link for his channel in the description. So join, go subscribe there, and then enjoy serious trading nuggets. Yeah, so like I told you guys, we're done training. We had some water in the meantime. We're back to breaking the charts down, right? So like I said, me and Joetrader is going to like break down the chart, see the opportunities we missed, opportunity we could have taken, and then our outlook for next week. So without wasting much time, let's go right into the chart and then see how the market played out. Let's start with GBP JPY, right? If we start with GBP JPY, last week was really a very opportune moment, but I think most of the move for GBP JPY happened around Thursday, Friday, right? That's the annoying thing about swing trading, right? So last week I really had my eyes around these areas. I actually wanted GBP JPY to come up within this range, right? But as you may understand, perhaps maybe this may be the first time you're hearing this as a trader. Support and resistance is a range, right? Not a price zone. So this place acting as a resistance, this place acting as a resistance. You can see that when you come into the prior week, which just ended, which is last week, right, we had a little slight tap, but it also acted as a resistance. But if you watch these vertical lines that I have here, it kind of gives me my outlook of how the market played out within a week. So within this area, I can see that most of the move happened latter part of the week, which is like on Thursday and Friday. But you know, sometimes being busy outside, the chart makes you miss certain move. But at the end of the day, if you come back and you see your confluence playing out, it gives you the confirmation that you're on the right track, right? How would you have seen this in any different way, Joetrader?
Basically, I think that for my style of trading, I know you are the sniper. So
yeah,
for me, I would have looked at the markets playing much deeper into the direction.
Yes, before you jump
my confluence
to jump in. Yeah. So that's the difference between me and Joe. I would rather want to, like, you know, catch the move around this area, but Joe wants that certain confirmation that we have started the momentum, and then you want to join maybe around here or here, who knows, depending on the confirmation he has had, which is not a bad thing, you know. So coming into next week, I can see pound Japanese yen at least somewhat pushing a little bit lower. You know, perhaps we could come into these lows here, right, before we find some resistance and then maybe push back up. That will be like my outlook. Nonetheless, if we break this low here, then I can see that we're coming back into this, you know, support, right? If we come into this support and then we hold here, then we could push up. But if we don't hold there, then perhaps we'll come here. So yeah, I would say that I expect a little bit of, you know, continuation on the downside, maybe into this area before we go up, or perhaps maybe into this area before we go up. But that would be like my decision for pound Japanese yen, right? But Joe, do you have any kind of different perspective?
Right, mostly I would look at the previous week.
Yeah.
For a projection into the
current week.
Yeah. So hopefully I like to flow with the market. So if I see the momentum of last week giving me that edge of a bullish, right, or a bearish candle or whatever, then I know that since I'm flowing the market, I'll be much particular in catching the market or catching the move in accordance with the previous week direction. So that's what I would do. So I'll probably just go on a weekly time frame to check how last week went. And if last week was bullish, then I know that this week I could be expecting the market.
Okay, so Joe would rather, like, you know, look into this week like this. So he would see that, okay, with the weekly we had this big bearish closure. So with his perspective, with this big bearish closure on the weekly, then in the next week he kind of expects a little continuation from the weekly closure. Like, so that's how his perspective works. You know, this what we'll call like top-down analysis. You know, looking at the higher time frame to break it down into the lower time frame and anticipate the direction of the market. Now let's go into G card. Right now I'm not going to really, like, you know, waste time on most of the pairs. I'm just going to look into the ones that I feel like are coming close into a setup before we talk about it, so that we don't get to waste much time on the video. I don't really see anything interesting on G card. Let's see GBP USD. Now before I even go into GBP USD, I'd like to look at last week's setup, right? What I had on my watch list. So last week I had certain nice confluences, right? Which is like, you know, I had Bitcoin on my list, I had GBP Swiss franc on my list. For GBP Swiss franc, you can already see I established that resistance area. The market tapped there, put back down, came back there for a retest, and then continued down, which is exactly what I anticipated, right? But the trade that I gave out for the community was USD Swiss franc and then Euro USD. So for Euro USD Swiss franc, you can see that I already have my markup there already. I expected us to come back into this resistance. We acted there, and I gave the trade around here, and then it pushed. The same thing for Euro USD, right? So for Euro USD is the opposite. So for Euro USD, I was watching us coming into this support area, which I zoomed out to find it reacting around here, right? So if you look deeply into your chart, you're going to see that we had a support here. Market came there to tap exactly on that support, and then we quickly jumped in before this closure, and then we made that huge pips there, right? Now that pip alone is about, if we calculate from here, we smashing almost 80 pips for USD Swiss franc, and then let's see about for Euro USD, and then let's see about USD Swiss franc as well. So for USD Swiss franc, looking at our entry around here, then we smashed also about 70 pips. So it made us really make a lot of money. If you really want to look at the analysis into details for the USD Swiss franc and the Euro USD trade, then you really want to subscribe to my channel. Go to the last video that I posted, which is around here, which says Master Forex Trading Entry in 10 minutes plus Euro USD and then USD Swiss franc trade breakdown, right? So it's a very in-depth explanation of how we caught those trades. So we caught it before the trade even played out, right? If you play a little part of it, you're going to really understand what I mean, right? So yeah, not to waste much time, I'm not going to play it, but you guys can follow the channel and then you discover that. So coming into next week, I'm going to quickly skim through all the currency pairs and then just give a quick perspective of what I expect, so that we don't just get to waste much time. I expect a little continuation with USD Swiss franc, right? I can use the Fibonacci to more like anticipate possible stop areas, right? So we can see that we are approaching the 50 retracement. So within this area, I'll be interested in seeing some level of reaction here, perhaps maybe before the market, you know, or reverse. That's my perspective. The same thing for Euro GBP, right? So you know, Euro GBP has inverse correlation with USD Swiss franc and the other one. So I'd expect, you know, a little push on Euro GBP on the upside as well, right? Let's quickly scan through all the pairs. Like I said, in subsequent videos I'll do a thorough breakdown. So gold also had a very nice move last week after this big rip, or after this big sell-off, right? It had a very nice reversals around it. If you watch within this area, it kind of gave us a very opportune entry point to have made insane profit from gold. But you know, sometimes you don't just get to catch every move on the market, and which is just part of the process. So yeah, with gold too, I'd expect some continuous push maybe into these areas, right? If I put my Fibonacci, it can give me some anticipated region of gold, right? Yeah, we're coming into, you know, this psychological level of 11800, right? So that would also be a very important range to see gold you know, tapping into it before making maybe a continuous push on the downside. Let's see the Nasdaq US 30, which is the indexes, right? So the index, they've been, you know, very sketchy these days, you know, very choppy. So I've kind of not really want to, you know, risk money on them now. I'm staying kind of away from the index now. Let's look at US 30 as well. The same with US 30, but US 30 breaking this 35,000, then I kind of expect it's hitting 35,500. If we stretch past this current area of 35,500, I'd expect us to continue up to 36,000. But in the meantime, I'm not in this position and I'm just staying on the side as well. Let's look at oil. So oil has kind of been very choppy, but it's been creating some swing moves that I feel like the next opportunity I get in oil, I'm going to stay in that position for a long time. If you look at what I mean with a swing move, you can see what we had is push down here, we had a big retracement, a continuation, and another big pullback, and then now we make this equal lows, and then we're pushing back up, right? So at the moment, it's just been a little bit choppy around here, so I can't really find an entry around here, but you know, the whole picture is very clear, and I know what to expect with the market when it comes to oil. Perhaps another pullback, right? Perhaps a continuous pullback, also back into this 50 or 78 region before you know, any sort of a sell-off again, right? If we break this area, which is the 78.6, then perhaps we can easily tap into this third touch of the trend line, and then that will be like a very good opportunity to jump in on this sell-off on oil, and perhaps maybe by then we'll gather the momentum to break these lows and then see oil, like, you know, reversing a bit. It's been on a very wild bullish move for so many months now, so I think that maybe the bears are just, you know, coming in to, you know, take a little bit of control before the market will decide where it wants to go next. Yeah, so guys, I think you've had like the perspective of the breakdown, and then I just did a few currency pairs. but you can use that perspective of the few currency pairs that I did to continue with any other currency pair that you trade if I didn't mention that, right? Because if I want to do that, this video is going to be extremely long and I don't want to post an hour video of analysis out here. So just follow the same process that I did, follow the momentum, and then you can be able to use that knowledge you acquire from this video to do your own analysis on the other one. Other than that, your next best alternative is to follow me on Instagram at KOJOFOREX, and then you can follow Joetrader as well, JOETRADR_, right? Because I've been doing Instagram lives and I teach my trading strategies, and then I also break down currency pairs. So perhaps the one that I didn't break out in this video, you could get opportunity looking at me on Instagram live breaking it down. The same with Joetrader as well, right? So it's the same way everywhere: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Telegram, KOJOFOREX, right? Yeah. Also, if you're not a member of the KOJOFOREX Telegram community, click in the link in the description to join the Telegram community now, because I've been dropping bomb trade signals for the community members for free. You don't pay anything. Last week, we smashed the Euro USD trade and then USD Swiss franc trade, just like I explained to you, which is like incredible, right? 70 pips each, right? Straight, no drawdown, no loss, straight into profit. And a lot of community members made a lot of money. I'm going to put some of the screenshot of the money they made into this video somewhere, right? So without wasting much time, I hope you enjoyed this video, and then you know that always I come to you with incredible content that will one way or the other improve your trading journey. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.